Hello and welcome to this WPZOOM video screencast. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to set up the Inspiro theme from WPZOOM. I'm going to go all the way from installing on a brand new WordPress installation to having all of the custom homepage, custom portfolio, custom slider, all of that set up. So we can get straight to it, and the first thing to do is head to WPZOOM.com and then just click on My Account. You can log in here and then you want to choose Inspiro here and just download. You can save those files to your computer and you can now head over to your WordPress dashboard. Here we can now go to Appearance and then Themes and then Add New and then Upload Theme and just drag and drop the zip file you've just downloaded. You don't need to unzip them, or you can press Choose File and just navigate to where you have downloaded that zip file to. Press Install Now. WordPress is going to upload and install the theme, and you can then activate the theme. Once the theme's activated successfully, you're going to be taken straight to the Getting Started page, and you're going to see there's a number of things we can do now in order to make sure that the theme is set up properly. I'm just going to whiz through these. First thing to do is have a look at the documentation. If you're watching this video, you've probably already seen this, but it's worth giving it a note. Here you're going to find written details to accompany this video, which will show you how to set up the site, any extra details you need. If you need any help initially, then have a look at that documentation. You'll also find some extra video tutorials available there, and you can watch those as a WPZOOM customer. Next then is import the demo content. As I'm using a blank site, I want to import this demo content, but if you've already got content on your site, you may not want to do this because it's going to create two types of content. It's going to have your current content and also this demo content, and you're going to have to separate and delete the two. So that's less than ideal. But if you've got a blank site as I have, then importing the demo content is a great way to quickly get your theme set up by just importing all of the settings found in the demo version of the theme at WPZOOM.com. So we can view instructions here, or if we just follow this link to the theme options, then we can scroll down to the Import and Export tab. Then we've got the Demo Content tab. You can press Load Demo Content. You can choose the type of content you want to import, so whether that's default, photography, or agency. I'm just going to go to the default. And we'll note before we install the content, we just need to install and activate the required plugins. So follow this link. You'll also find it under WPZOOM and then install plugins. You want to bulk select and install. Just apply that. WordPress will download and install all of those plugins for you. These are all free plugins available at wordpress.org. And once that has completed, we can return to the demo content the required plugins installer. And then it's just a case of going to the bulk select and then activate here. So that's going to add in those 4 plugins. And as we've done that, we can return to the demo content and then just a case of pressing load demo content. The theme is going to automatically load all of that for us, and it'll just take a minute. So once that's imported, then you can follow along to the next step, which is to regenerate thumbnails. This will make sure that the thumbnails are all of the correct aspect ratio. I'm just going to skip this to save time in this video. You can also load the default widget settings. So this will just load the widgets to set them as they are in the demo content. And finally, you can configure the menus. I'm just going to do this quickly. We'll head over to the WordPress menu page. And once that loads, we can just drop in some menus here. So that is great for the main menu. We might just add in perhaps one more category just to have that as a drop down. So it's just a case of dragging and dropping there. I don't know, we'd actually want meat salads, maybe pasta. Okay, we will display that in the main menu, make sure that's there, and save those changes. The WordPress menu editor, you'll find a separate video if you need to find out how to use this, but just as a general comment, you have the contents on the left and you have the menu structure on the right. You can drag and drop and indent any of these, as you would like to. Once you're done, of course, save your changes and then make sure it's applied to a menu location. So in this theme, it's the main menu that's available. So we've got that completed, and we can now complete the theme setup by setting up the static front page. We're going to come to this in a moment, so we'll just close that. With that, we've installed those plugins as well now. So if we head back to the Getting Started page, we can see that there are a couple of other steps, including adding a logo and customizing the theme using the customizer. We've completed the required plugins and setting up the homepage, setting up the slideshow, adding new portfolio content, and then there's just a link to the help desk. So what we're going to do is first look at setting up the Inspiro homepage. Now there are two types of homepage you can have, and it's easiest to explain these in terms of the results that they produce. So let's look at the demos on WPZOOM.com. First, we have the widget-based homepage for Inspiro. You'll see this has the big featured slider, which can have video backgrounds as well. We've got then a number of content widgets below. So this one has a gallery, full width, an about page dropped in there. You've got some latest works available here, featured products, a hero banner, and then some blog posts, and then the footer. So this is using widgets, and you can set this up by going to the widgets under appearance and then widgets. Here, as we've imported the demo content widgets, this is already set up, but you'll see similar to the menus, you've got the content on the left and what you can do with it on the right. So we'll see on the home page, we've already got a number of these widgets already added in. And if we were to set this up to display, then we would have this widgetized homepage displaying. The second type of homepage available with Inspiro then is using the drag and drop page builder. This is an example of a pre-built layout using that page builder. Again, you'll see we've got the large featured slider, but below that we've got some more custom content. So this one we have a 3-column services full width area. We've got some featured projects again. So this is just some portfolio content. We've got a nice 3-column Meet Our Team section. We've got a nice link to the portfolio with some case studies, and that's got a video background. We've got a pricing table, got some blog posts available there, a map widget, and then also those columned widgets at the bottom. So how do you set these up? So you can see that using the page builder, you have a lot more control over the different types of content that get displayed on your homepage, and of course, it's also easier to customize these if you would like to do so. With the widgets, however, you do get those key elements already made for you, so it's a little bit easier to set up in that respect. So let me show you how to set these up. We'll start with the widget homepage, and then we'll move on to a page builder homepage. So to get to the widgets, as I mentioned, you go to appearance and then widgets. And here you can now drag and drop the widgets into the widget areas in order to get them to show up. You're going to find your custom WPZOOM widgets available in blue. And if you expand each of these, you're going to find a little description about what type of widget is best served in that widget area. So we'll see the sidebar. This is the main sidebar that's displayed on the right. It can be toggled by clicking on the menu icon. So we've just got a search widget, about us, and then some social links. The shop sidebar, this one will show up in WooCommerce and other WooCommerce related pages. And then the homepage. So this is the one we're interested in, and you'll see there are a number of widgets suggested to add here. And these are the ones that we've got added in already. So we're going to see that we've got the portfolio showcase added in. So this is going to be a gallery with 6 portfolio posts. These are taken from the portfolio items over here. We'll come to those later on in the video. We've got 3 columns, and you can see we've just got the settings set up here. It's the same for all of these. So the single page we've got here, you can see we're displaying the About page. We're going to display the featured image at the top, split the text into 2 columns, display a read more button. We've got the portfolio scroller that's going to display 6 portfolios works. Another single page, so that's going to display an example of a hero banner, and you'll see that one's going to use the featured image as the widget background, which is a nice effect. We've just got some recent posts from the blog, and we've just got some regular text there. In fact, we can get rid of that widget. So you can see how you can set up your own widgets, and once you've set these, you can drag and drop them in order to rearrange them. You can drag and drop between widget areas if you'd like to do so, although note which widgets are designed for which widget areas. So the portfolio showcase, you'll note, is designed for this homepage widget area. You can add multiple types of the same widget if you'd like to. So you could have multiple portfolio showcases. You could have one up here and perhaps another one lower down. And it's really up to you in order to get the widgets as you would like them to be set up. So once you've set your widgets how you want them, how do you get them to display on your site? To do this, you need to go to Pages, and then either scroll down if you've imported the demo content already, or add new if you haven't, and select the home page, or create a new page and call it home page. You now want to set the template under homepage here to widgetized. You can update that, and that's going to tell WordPress to use this widgetized homepage template that's already set up. You can now go to Settings and then Reading, and you want to set front page displays to front page and then home page. Save those changes, and now you'll see when we load up our site, instead of just a blank page, we're going to have all of that content added in. So we've got that gallery widget. You'll note this is why you need to regenerate your thumbnails, and I haven't done that, but normally these will be all of the same aspect ratio. A nice About page with those 2 column layout. Got the latest works as we set up. Example of a hero banner. We've got some recent blog posts, and then we've got the footer widget. So all of that is set up as we just set it using the widgets for the widgetized homepage. So now let me show you how to do a similar thing, but instead of the widgetized homepage, let's use the page builder. So we want to head back to WordPress and then head back to Pages, and that homepage we've just set as our homepage. Now we can set this, instead of having the template to homepage widgetized, we can set this to Unison Builder. I'm just going to do that and update the page. You'll see we can now set up the drag and drop page builder for use with our site's homepage. And this is all displaying here. If you're not seeing this, then you just need to go to the Unison menu here and just make sure page builder is activated. I've already done that, so that's why you didn't see that. But if you haven't got this displaying, that's what you need to do. So you can now add your own content in using the Unison page builder. You're going to find a number of tabs along the top here. So we've got layouts, and you can choose full width, half column, and you can stack these to display in compatible ways. So we can drag and drop in order to move these around, for example, or even nestle them. You can remove any you don't want, and as I mentioned, drag and drop in order to control how they're displaying. You can customize how these hide or show, or save these to the template, duplicate, and so on. So that's displaying across the top. And next you have content, and you can drag and drop any of these content elements. So say perhaps we want to have a button. We can drag and drop these into any one of the layouts. An icon. You see it's the same thing, and you can even have multiple content elements in the layout elements. So I'm just going to remove all of these for now. We've also got some Inspiro specific content elements added in, including blog posts, featured content, portfolio gallery, and a pricing table. Finally, we've got media elements, so that's images and video. Now, the great thing about Inspiro and what makes it really easy to use is you don't have to build your layout from scratch. Instead, you can use the templates here. And with one click, you can import the demo layout found at WPZOOM.com. So to import perhaps the regular homepage layout, we can just click there, and with one click, that's all done. If I now update and visit the site straight away, we're going to find all of this displaying. So we've got right at the top, we've got divider and then special heading. We've got this text block with a button. We've got this text block with button. We've got 3 columns there. We've got the portfolio gallery in, team members in 3 columns there. And some extra text there as well. So there's a whole bunch of content, and we have that map at the bottom as well. If we have a look at our site, then you're going to see that's immediately loaded up. And that's how easy it is to set up a homepage using the Inspiro page builder. So you'll see we've got the 3 columns there. We've got our work, the team, we've got the portfolio with that video background, we've got the blog, and then that map section as well. So that's how easily you can do that. You can import any others if you'd like to. So we've got homepage, we've got a homepage agency layout, we've got an about, and also a services one as well. So you can just click on any of those in order to import them. And I'll just show you quickly how to customize any of this content. So you can just click on this and it will load up a lightbox where you can add in title, subtitle, select the size, color. That'll just bring up a color picker. You can choose whether things are centered. So these are just specific to this one, but you're just going to generally find those options for each of those. So we'll load up this one. We're going to find we've got background image, title, subtitle, content, URL, and whether to show a button and what that button should say as well. For something such as that video background, let me show you how to do that as well. I think it was possibly this one. So here you can click on the section background, and we're going to find that the background here is set to video. And then we've just got a video uploaded here, but you can also choose one from YouTube if you'd like to do so. So that's just from clicking on the background here, rather than any of the content elements. So if this section perhaps wanted a different color background, we could select one of those presets or just choose one here. I'll just set that back and then save those changes to leave it as it is. So it's worth having a play around with the page builder, but you'll see how quickly and easily you can add in your own content in order to set up a custom page built front page for use with the Inspiro theme. So let's now move on to look at the homepage slideshow, and we're now going to head back to the theme options. You remember that we went here earlier in order to add in the demo content, but under WPZOOM and then theme options, if we head to the homepage tab, we can set up the homepage slideshow. So we're going to see a number of options here. First and most obvious is display slideshow on the homepage. This is going to, when ticked, show the big featured slider that you'll be familiar with if you've seen the demo content at WPZOOM.com. You'll note that we need to add in the content separately, and to do that, we're going to need to go over to this tab here, Slideshow. You'll also find a link just there. What this is going to do is allow you to add in slideshow content to display in that big featured slider. You can do that by pressing Add New. And you'll see this is similar to just a regular WordPress post or page, but you have a number of slideshow specific options. You've got title and then regular content. You can also add in a URL, which will make the title of the slide clickable, and then you can add in a button with title and URL as well. You can also add in a video to display in the background. So that can either be a self-hosted file, which you can upload just here, just click on that. Load up the WordPress media library, or you can choose something from YouTube and just enter the video URL there. So when uploading, you'll need to have an MP4 version, which is the format supported by most browsers and mobile devices, For the Mozilla Firefox browser, you'll need a WebM video URL, and you can easily convert between the two if you just Google those phrases. You can set some options, so you've got the video background controls, whether to show or hide a pause and mute button. You can also choose whether to autoplay the video and whether to mute the video. If your server can't play MP4 videos, then there's a link here to a documentation which will show you how to do that. And if your videos don't have that H.264 encoding, then there's a link to Handbrake, which is going to help you do that. You'll also find a link to some collection of free stock videos there. You can also add in a video lightbox to be opened when clicking on the play button. So this can either be, again, a self-hosted file or a YouTube video, and you've got those two required formats there. So let's add in some content here and see how this works. So I'm just going to add in a title here. I'm just going to copy and paste this in just for speed. We're going to have the background as an image, so I'll set that as a featured image there. In order to do that, we'll just go for one of these and then set featured image. We can add in a URL just to go to WPZOOM.com, see our themes, and that can go to WPZOOM.com/themes. I'm going to publish that, and that's going to add our first piece of slideshow content onto the site. So now we do have the slideshow enabled already. So if we have a look at the site, we should see that that is added in right away. So there we go. We've got that text, main text, and then that button to see our themes. Let's just add in one more in order to show you properly how that works, especially with the video. So we'll add another new portfolio item. This time we'll add in a YouTube video background. So this is just an example video, and we can drop in a video source here. So that's going to be a YouTube video, and we're going to see a preview right away. We can choose that we will perhaps hide the play or pause button, and then also the mute or unmute button. So that will just autoplay but muted. So that's all that we need to set up for that. We can add a featured image as a fallback, but I'm not going to bother here, but you can just add a screenshot if you want to do so. I'm also not going to put any buttons on there, but again, you've got that option too. So if we add that in and now have a look at our site again, we're going to find very easy to add in this slideshow content. We've got this video displaying in the background and that second slide as well. So that's how easily you can add those in. The other options available include autoplaying, enabling a dark overlay, displaying the slide title and content, displaying navigation arrows, and displaying the scroll to content pointer. So you'll note that's just that one there. You can choose also the interval between autoplaying. So currently it's set to 3 seconds. We might want to change that to say 5. You can choose the slide effect and the number of posts to display. Currently I have 2, so if I had more than 5, then I would only have the most recent 5 displaying. As always, you want to make sure you save your changes that you've done, and you're going to see that's how easily you can add in those options for the WPZOOM Inspiro slider on the homepage. So next, let's have a look at how to add in content to your site's portfolio, and then we'll have a look at how to create a portfolio page on your site as well. So you're going to find this under the portfolio tab on the left-hand side. And here you're going to see I've got a number of bits of content added in already. Let's just edit one of these in order to show you how this works. So you can add new portfolio items just by going to portfolio and add new. Here I'm just editing one that already exists. You'll see I've got regular WordPress content. So we've got just the content in here. We've got some big images which you might want to have for your portfolio. You can of course add in any extra content, any extra media by going to create a gallery or adding in extra images there. You can add a category for your portfolio. So this one is an abstract, and you can also add a featured image. Once you're done, publish or update your content, and that is going to be ready to be published onto your site. I'll just show you a couple of other portfolio items that we've got added. Here you'll find we have the full screen shortcode being used, and if we just have a look at what that looks like actually on the site, you'll see this is going to make the image full width. So very easy to use this. You just need to press the full screen shortcode shortcut there, and then wrap your image in that. So we've got full screen opening, got the main image, and then full screen closing. That's all there is to it in order to use that. That's just another example of the flexibility of the portfolio in the Inspiro theme. So you can add in all of your portfolio content, and you'll then want to add a portfolio page. So you've got all your portfolio items displaying in one place. So I haven't got one already, so I'm going to start from scratch here. We're going to Pages and then Add New. And here I can just add in a page, and we'll give that the title Portfolio. And for this one, I want to set the template to Portfolio. I'm going to publish that onto the site, and if we have a look, you're going to see that's displaying an archive of our portfolio items. So let's load that up there. You can see this is a nice archive. Because I haven't regenerated the thumbnails, this is going to look slightly odd, but you get the idea of the effect, and you can see how to do it yourself. So you can sort by any of these categories. So we've got abstract, landscapes, and so on. We've also got a number of other portfolio templates available. We've got one with infinite scroll. So if we have a look at what that does, if we now load up all of the portfolio items, then what this one is going to do is add in an infinite scroll. So when you get to the bottom, you can load more on the same page. So that's a nice feature there. You can also add in a masonry effect. So this will in fact alleviate the problems of my uneven aspect ratios. So if we just refresh this one here, then you're going to see this is going to stack the portfolio items similar to brickwork, hence the name, the masonry effect. And the final option then is to add in a sorting effect. So if we update this one, and again have a look at how that displays on the site once that's updated, we'll just refresh this page again. And this one with the sorting effect, you're going to see that the content loads dynamically, and as you click on one of these, you're going to get a nice sorting effect. So those are the options for your portfolio. If you do want to add in some extra content here, you can just type this in, and that's going to display at the top of the page, so you can show off your work nicely. I just want to talk very quickly about using the customizer. You'll find this under Appearance and then Customize, and this is the only bit of setting up the theme that we haven't touched on yet. This is fairly self-explanatory, so I'll leave you to look at this. But you're going to find here, the customizer is a way of customizing your theme with a live preview. You can check your site identity, for example, and you're going to find you can add in a logo here, for example, or change any of this, and you get a live preview. So I've just changed the site title. If we just change it to WPZOOM, when that refreshes, we're going to have that added in with just WPZOOM there. You can change a whole host of things here, including the background image, the menus, widgets, the details of the static front page, which is what we set up earlier, typography. So here you have a bunch of options, and you can change any of these individually. You can also change the colors. You've got a color picker available here to customize all of these. And then you also have details for the footer widget areas, copyright text, and any additional CSS you want to add. Once you're done making those changes, you can save and publish, and that's going to load that straight onto your site. So that concludes our look around the Inspiro theme. If you have any problems whilst you're setting up, then you can either check out the Inspiro documentation or visit us at the WPZOOM support desk. So if we just head back to the Getting Started tab, you're going to find links to the Inspiro documentation. And if you scroll down, you'll find a link to the support desk where our support team will be more than happy to help. There's also a handy link here to those video tutorials I mentioned earlier. So if you do have any queries, then do contact our support team. Otherwise, I hope this video has been helpful and thank you very much for watching.